Hello there, adventurers. Ben,
Danielle,
Astro,
Rocky,
and you're watching Vlogmas 2021 here with the Melick Adventures, where each day we are reading a new story from the Storybook collection advent calendar that we found at
Burlington Coat Factory.
So make sure you're sticking around and listening into our wonderful stories. And make sure each day that you like the video.
Subscribe.
And comment down below your thoughts on what you liked about that day's story. But before we get too far into it, on the last day of Vlogmas, the 24th day in case you're wondering, Melick Adventures read to me.
Finally!
Before we get this out, we just want to...
I think it could be Stitch.
Oh, it might be. We asked you in yesterday's video to comment your predictions, what you think it is. It's not opened. It's hidden. But before we get into the story, we just want to wish everybody out there a happy Merry Christmas. And we hope that you're spending it with family and that everything that you want comes true. And a happy New Year. Right?
Sure.
Yeah. You just want to know what the book is.
Yeah. Is it? Is it Stitch? Is it Stitch?
Holiday Mischief
Yes, Stitch.
with Stitch.
Yeah!
No Chip and Dale, but we got Stitch. I get to do a Stitch voice. Oh. Ready or not, here I come, Lilo shouted. It was a warm December morning in Hawaii, and Lilo and Stitch were playing hide and seek. Stitch was very good at hiding. Surprise! Stitch shouted as he jumped out of the box. Lilo laughed. Stitch, those are for Christmas. Christmas? Stitch was confused. He had never celebrated Christmas before. The end of the year is full of festivities here on Earth, Lilo explained. It's a time when everyone comes together to spread peace and joy. I'll show you. Lilo took Stitch downtown to the dance studio. Lilo's sister Nani was helping the dancers prepare for a big holiday party. Some dancers were hanging colorful lights. Other dancers were weaving tinsel into leis for guests to wear. During the holidays, we have lots of big parties, Lilo said. Friends from all over the island come to celebrate, and they bring lots of food. Stitch liked the sound of that. He wanted to help get ready for the party. He grabbed a string of lights and began running around the studio. Stitch, slow down, Lilo called. But Stitch did not slow down. The lights got tangled up in Nani's banner and tipped over the poinsettias. Stitch tripped on a lei and fell, rolling himself into a knot of furring Christmas lights. Stitch snarled and began pulling at the lights, but the harder Stitch pulled, the more of a mess he made. Lilo sighed and helped Stitch escape from the tangle of lights. Don't be naughty, Stitch, Lilo said. That's not the way we celebrate Ohana, our family. Plus, if you're naughty, you won't get any presents. Presents? Stitch asked. Lilo told Stitch the story of old Saint Nick, who delivers presents to good children at Christmas. To help remind Stitch to be good, she wrote naughty and nice on opposite sides of his hat. Kind of like good, bad. Good Stitch, bad Stitch. Stitch felt bad for ruining the studio's decorations. He apologized and helped Lilo, Nani, and the dancers clean up the mess, as he should. Lilo decided to teach Stitch about other holiday traditions. She took him to a friend's house where they saw a big menorah. Lilo told Stitch that the menorah is a symbol of Hanukkah. The holiday lasts for 8 days, and every night a new candle is lit in remembrance. Some families get together for fun traditions like spinning the dreidel and eating potato pancakes called latkes. I love latkes. They're delicious. Especially when we were at Festival of Holidays at Epcot 2 years ago. That was a good latke. Does? Stitch asked. That long holiday sounded like a lot of fun. Stitch decided to spin the dreidel. It twirled and it twirled until the dreidel spiraled off the table and the latkes fell too. Be careful, Stitch! Lilo yelled. Remember what I said about being naughty? Ugh. Stitch put the dreidel and latkes back on the table. Don't forget that the holidays are all about celebrating Ohana, Lilo told Stitch. If you promise to be nice, I'll teach you about one more holiday tradition. Stitch nodded. He would be on his best behavior. Lilo took Stitch to their friend, Mr. Bubbles' house. Mr. Bubbles had just finished baking a batch of cookies. Stitch's stomach rumbled, but he waited patiently for Lilo to get a cookie first.
Why were you laughing?
Because Mr. Bubbles isn't the kind of guy I would expect to make cookies. Mr. Bubbles explained that during the last week of the year, his family celebrated Kwanzaa. My favorite Kwanzaa tradition is when the whole family drinks from the Unity Cup, Mr. Bubbles said. Well, that and baking my grandmother's famous macadamia nut cookies. Ooh, I love macadamia nut. The Unity Cup honors family that is no longer with us, Mr. Bubbles said, and so do my grandmother's cookies. Stitch helped himself to a second cookie, and a third. He reached for a fourth. I like how his hat says naughty. And then
he's being naughty.
Yeah, and then when he was cleaning up,
it said nice.
It said nice. Did it say naughty? No, it wasn't when he pushed the latkes off. Stitch was about to stuff all the cookies in his mouth, but then he heard Lilo's voice in his head. The holidays are all about celebrating Ohana. Stitch wanted Lilo to be proud of him. He quietly put the cookies back. Lilo smiled. She was glad Stitch had chosen to be nice. Why don't give you two a box of cookies for the road, Mr. Bubbles said. Yes! Stitch cheered. Lilo and Stitch shared the delicious cookies as they walked home, ruining their dinner, of course. That's not in the book. That's me adding it. At home, Nani had everything ready to decorate on the Christmas tree. Stitch ran lights all the way to the top of it. Lilo played Christmas music on her record player. Who do you think was playing on the record player?
Elvis,
Of course. Nani hung ornaments on every branch. They have a palm tree as a Christmas tree. This was Lilo's favorite Christmas tradition, spending time with family. Aww. Oh, Astro. I wonder how other families celebrate their holidays, Lilo said. Everyone has their own unique traditions. Stitch nodded excitedly and then leaped outside. Wait, Stitch! Come back! And his hat says naughty again. I love Stitch. Ugh. I think Stitch wants to celebrate more holiday traditions. You can show him yours. He's probably hiding somewhere in your home. Can you find him? And remind him to be nice.
You're gonna end like that?
Like literally, look at the page.
I know.
The page is all ripped, and it's Lilo saying this. Well, he's not in the tree. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed Vlogmas. We certainly enjoyed it. It was a lot of work, and we're excited about next year what we're going to do. We're going to go look for Stitch. See if he's in the house. Did you hear that? It sounded like a crash coming from the Disney room.
Probably.
I need to go investigate that. Until next time, friends, thank you for sticking around with us throughout all 24 days of Vlogmas. We wish you the most happiest and merriest of Christmases. And until...
And Kwanzaa
and Kwanzaa.
Or whatever holiday.
And if you don't celebrate it, then we hope you enjoy the cold weather. Unless you live in the Midwest.
Or the end of the year. How about that?
There you go. Do some people not celebrate the New Year? Anyways, Happy New Year from us to you as well. Until next time, friends, make sure you stay safe.
Stay magical.
And keep adventuring this holiday season. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Bye.